Your heart is racing, but nothing is actually happening. You're lying in bed, the room is quiet, and your mind is running through every possible disaster. What if I lose my job? What if that test result is bad? What if I end up alone? What if I fail again? Your body doesn't know the difference between a real threat and an imagined one. So your chest tightens, your stomach drops, your hands get cold, all from thoughts that haven't even come true. You try to calm down, but every what if just opens the door to another, worse one. And the scariest thought of all slips in. What if I'm actually not going to be okay? Here's the surprising thing. There was a night when two men in a small cave were seconds away from being caught. And the way they faced that fear can completely change how you face yours. It's dark, not the comfortable dark of your bedroom, the raw dark of stone and sand. The Prophet Muhammad and his closest companion Abu Bakr are in a small cave called Thawr, just outside Makkah. They're not on a camping trip. They're hiding. Outside, search parties are combing the mountains. There's a reward on their heads. If they're found, it's over. Inside the cave, space is tight. Rough stone against their backs. The air is still. Every small sound feels loud. At one point, the trackers come so close that Abu Bakr can see their feet right at the mouth of the cave. He whispers, his voice full of real human fear or messenger of Allah. If one of them were to just look down at his feet, he would see us. This isn't imaginary anxiety. This is they are literally right there, fear. But listen to the response. The Prophet doesn't say there's nothing to worry about. He doesn't pretend the danger isn't real. He looks beyond it and says words that cut through every what if. What do you think of two when Allah is the third of them? In the tightest, scariest space of his life so far, he teaches Abu Bakr and us a different way to measure danger. Allah describes this moment in Surah At-Tawbah. If you do not help him, then Allah has already helped him when those who disbelieved drove him out, and he was one of two in the cave, when he said to his companion, "Do not grieve. Indeed, Allah is with us." So Allah sent down his tranquility upon him and supported him with forces you did not see. Look at the pieces. He was one of two in the cave. From the outside, just two vulnerable men in a hole in a mountain. From the inside, a heart learning that numbers don't decide safety. He says, "Do not grieve. Indeed, Allah is with us." Notice what he doesn't say. He doesn't say, "They can't see us. Relax." He doesn't say, "We have a perfect plan. Don't worry." He anchors Abu Bakr's fear to something else entirely. Allah is with us. Your anxiety does the same calculation Abu Bakr did at first. Look how close the problem is. Look how few resources I have. Look how badly this could go. 940 gently changes the math. Yes, the danger is close. Yes, you're limited, but you are not alone in the cave. So Allah sent down his tranquility upon him. Not adrenaline, not denial, tranquility. This is where real inner peace in fear quietly begins, not when the threat disappears, but when your heart remembers who is with you while the threat still looks real. The Prophet also gave a simple rule for how we think about what happens to us. He said, if something befalls you, do not say, if only I had done such and such, then it would have been such and such, but say, Qada Allah wa masha, fall, Allah decreed, and He does what He wills. For if only opens the door to shaitan. Muslim fear loves the words, what if? Regret loves the words, if only. Both pull you out of the only place you can actually live right now. With Allah, if only opens the door to shaitan. Why? Because it feeds the illusion that you were ever fully in control, and that if you had just pressed the right buttons, your life would be painless. But the cave teaches something else. They took the means, they planned, they migrated, they hid, and then, at the exact moment when no more strategy could help, the Prophet anchored Abu Bakr's heart to Allah, not to perfect planning. This is the moment fear stops being a storm with no end, and starts becoming a place where you can practice trust one breath at a time. Your cave probably doesn't look like rough stone. It might be waiting for a test result. Sitting outside an office before a big meeting, refreshing your email, worried about money, lying awake, imagining how your life could fall apart. You've taken some steps, applied for the job, seen the doctor, done what you can. But the anxiety doesn't care. It keeps asking, what if it all goes wrong? Here's your tiny step today. One line, one breath. When you feel fear rising and your mind starting the what if spiral, pause for just a few seconds. Breathe in slowly, and as you exhale, say softly, Allah is with me in this cave. Not if everything works out. He's with me. Not when I finally have proof. He's with me. Right now, in the waiting, in the night. Let that sentence be your 940, your reminder that the story is bigger than what you can see. You're allowed to feel afraid. Even Abu Bakr in that cave felt fear. The goal is not to erase the feeling, but to let something stronger sit beside it. The certainty that you are not facing any of this alone. One line, one breath, one awareness. Allah is with us. That is your way from fear to calm.